Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Object 7032. It's the Tier 8 Soviet Premium Heavy Tank with the double barrel. It's located on the south spawn of Erlenberg and it's under the command of Rapturing. And he's a friend of Oppenheimer, so he's reasonably good. In fact, Oppenheimer is right next to him in the T-34 with 3 marks on it. Now, as I said, he's not only a friend of Oppenheimer, but Oppenheimer sent in this replay so we could actually have a look at this game. 7032's got 2 122mm guns. They're capable 390 alpha each, and you can either fire them together or consecutively, so it switches barrels, or you can well, fire one and then fire the other straight afterwards. So you instead of actually well, I suppose actually it's you either let it fire one at a time or you fire 2, but you fire them in quick succession. But if then you do have to reload 2 barrels, it's slower than if you just fire 1, or if you fire, well, I suppose, no, it's the same amount of time, isn't it? If you have to fire both at the same time, you've got an equally long reload. And in fact, actually, it's quite a long charge time when you do have to fire both before it will actually fire both. So if you're not careful and you're not paying attention, you might actually get the enemy firing at you whilst you're still waiting for it to load up and get ready to shoot. Okay, target. That barrel got in the way. Well, he fired both in, but he only got 1 hit for 344. That's the problem. The shells are actually slightly to offset, one to one side, one to the other, and as a result you're not aiming at the same spot. And you can see what happened there is that one round actually went into the vehicle, the other one didn't. He loaded one round in and then fired that one off. He's going to try and do the same again, I think. Well, the Lurver's been killed. So he's now trying to aim at the defender, but the defender's being very sneaky and actually hiding. And I think he might actually believe that Rapturing is actually currently loaded. That's why he's not coming out. Oh, he is now. And that was Oppenheimer firing from behind with his 120mm gun. He got a low roll. I think it was about 353. Okay, he's loaded 2 rounds now, so he's ready for a double header. But I don't think the defender is being very obliging, but he might get that Tornvan who's just hiding around the corner. Let's have a quick look. Tornvan's going the other way, he's crossing the bridge. Okay, this is an opportunity for him to get around into the Tornvan. Not much gun depression, but look at this. Here we go. Well, he got double there. Both rounds hit the target, but he's now in long reload. Picked up 884 there, which means that he actually got a... Is that a low roll or a high roll? I think it's a high roll, actually. Yes, because it's 780 if he got a low roll, or an average, and he did 880. So, yes, he was well over on that one. He's got 1 round ready. Almost tempted this guy. Yep, Tornvan gets another hit, but a low roll this time. In fact, oh, he is paying attention to us now. There's only 5 degrees of gun depression, but you can see even going up that bank, he was still able to get the guns down enough to get a shot across the river. If he pulls back a little, well, there's a little window down here where you can shoot through the window at the enemy. But he's not doing that at the moment. I think it's because the Tornvan's on the outside of that street, not the inside. Standard reload, well, it's 11.98 seconds on one round, 11.98 on the second one. Oh, he's decided to be aggressive and he's jumped across the rubble, and oh, we got the side of an IS-23. He's going for a double shot again, and he gets double again, and there's Oppenheimer. He's already across the river, and Oppenheimer takes the kill. So these two, and they have been seen in battle before together, they're very effective. backing each other up as they go through the battlefield, carving up the enemy one by one. Nice! Got around into the defender. It was a low roll, 384. Still got to deal with that Tornvarn, but I had the feeling Oppenheimer is going after him. So turn your turret now, because I think the Tornvarn's going to have to move to avoid Oppenheimer, and if he doesn't, Oppenheimer will get him. He's got 2 rounds loaded, ready to go. Okay, he's decided to be proactive, and he's going to go after the defender instead. Hello! 1 round in, so he's still got another round ready. Here we go, and yep, straight through the lower plate of the defender. He's not going to stop that round. And Oppenheimer's still toying with that. Oh dear, Oppenheimer just got killed by the Tornvarn. That's not very good. That's not very sporting. But the Tornvarn has been wiped out by RTS5. And we're now 2 tanks up on the enemy. And there's one of them. He takes 1 round for 381, which is low roll. And oh, he tracked us. But the second round goes in and another low roll. It makes that SU-130PM a 1-shot. Okay, so we just need 1 round, please. And he's gone. But we took a round from the FB4202. And we also took another round from the SU-130. So we're now a 1-shot. But thankfully, the FB4202 wasn't able to get the shot in. He actually hit the tracks instead. So there's only 3 enemies left now. And he's decided to go across the river. There's the FB4202. He's blocking the bridge at the moment because he was looking elsewhere when he was driving. Nice! Killed the FB207. That brings him up to 2 kills. Oppenheimer managed to get 3. So potential brothers in arms if he can kill the FB4202. And he does! And that's a brothers in arms, but unfortunately because Oppenheimer is dead, I wasn't thinking straight. Yeah, he can't get a brothers in arms because Oppenheimer is dead. But at least they managed to get 6 kills between them. There's only 1 enemy left. It's the Wizzy 1201 GFT. And we don't know where he is. Oh, he's been spotted. So he's up ahead. Okay, there he is. Trying to get a shot, but we can't see the outline. It's the other side of the bank. So just speed across this area as quickly as you can. We're capping, but I'm pretty sure that Wizzy 120 wants a reset. And there's enough time to take him out of the game. If Rapturing can get a double hit, well, he tried 1 shot, it didn't work, but he can certainly get a 2nd shot in now. And he does, and there goes the Wizzy 120 with a kill from the LHMTV. Guns up. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the first ace tanker for Rapturing in the Object 703 version 2. How can I tell it's the first ace? Well, you get the scrolls underneath the first time, but you don't get them afterwards. So very well done to get your first ace, congratulations. He got a 5 for effect for doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle, a Master Gunner for getting 5 armor penetrating shots in a row, Duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, as well as a Bruiser Medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in that game. He managed to get 8. And he got a Hand of God because he survived the battle after having received damage from at least 4 different enemy tanks. He did get the High Caliber in that game for getting at least 20% of the enemy hit pool, as well as a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team, and his win rate when that one was 11,411, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he's easily at the top of the table with this one, because look at that, 5,881. The next highest scorer being the enemy Wizzy 120 at the end with 2,444, followed by the GSOR 1008 with 2,436. We can see Oppenheimer managed to get 1,386 hit points of damage and 3 kills, but unfortunately he didn't survive the game. When it came to kills, actually, you can see that Oppenheimer was at the top of the table with Rapturing, and the enemy Tornvarn all had 3 apiece. And when it came to base XP, it's Rapturing at the top with 1,636 and Arty just behind him with 853. So not bad. Good partnership, good platoon. Let's have a look at detail. 20 shots fired in this game, 18 direct hits and 16 penetrations. Damage of 5,881, of which 135 are at more than 300 meters. So the majority of the damage was done at close range. 6 hits received from the enemy, 4 of them penetrated, 2 non-penetrations, those are the ones that hit the tracks, 750 hit points of damage blocked by armor, 3 enemy vehicles spotted, 9 enemy vehicles damaged, 3 killed, and 114 hit points of damage assistance. He earned 156,927 credits from the game, 78,464 from personal reserves, a total of 235,391 credits altogether, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, took away a profit of 184,696 credits. He got 25 bonds because he got a mission completion during that game, as well as 2,454 XP for the battle, same again for completing a mission, 245 for this being a premium vehicle, and 1,227 from personal reserves, a total of 6,380 experience points altogether. So a really good battle, a first ace tanker for Rapturing. Now let's have a look at the armor profile for this vehicle. Yep, this is the 703 version 2. We can see that even though the effective armor, or the impacted armor on the front of the plate of the vehicle is only 140 millimeters, the effective armor, depending on if you angle it, is actually quite much higher. And you can see there, I'm picking up what, 260 or thereabouts on the front plate if you just angle it slightly. The lower plate, the effective angle is, or the effective armor, the actual armor is 90. Effective armor, because of the angling downwards, is a lot higher. So you can see this tank does work if you angle yourself correctly. The front of the turret is quite strong. Again, it shows impacted armor 190, but because it's nicely cast, you're actually seeing 277 there. Yeah, it's varying. And the weak spot is actually, as you can see up here, impacted armor 50, but its only effective is 175. But the problem with shooting here is that it's such a high angle that the rounds are likely to ricochet off, as it says there, ricochet, if it's being hit from the front. The cupolas are actually quite small as well, but you can see that you can get through those if you've got enough pen. 180 on that one and 180 on this one. And but yes, you can penetrate through that spot. I think most people tend to use heat and just go straight through the lower plate if they can. The sides, they're very weak. You can see effective armor is 100. There's no angling at all as such down below. There's a little bit of angling at the sides, but yeah, still fairly thick. And of course, as always with most tanks, if you hit the rear, you've got a good chance of going through because it's fairly thin armor. But the armor on this thing is pretty good. Even though he took some hits in this game, he also blocked a couple of shots by using the tracks, and he was angling to try and stop them from getting through. I'd love to show you the module placement, but unfortunately Wargaming has not shared it with anyone, so nobody knows where the modules are. But suffice to say that it's very likely that there is ammo storage in the back of the turret, either that or just below the turret in this area here on the hull, and that if you shoot through the gaps there, you stand a fairly good chance of hitting something. You'll hit the engine here, probably the fuel tanks a little further up there. Yep. And in fact, actually, I think this area here is spaced armor, if I remember correctly. And the angling on that part of the body there does actually cause a bit of a problem for shells that are aimed slightly higher. But I'd still say, if you did get the chance to actually come in on the side of one of these vehicles, either between the tracks or actually into the back there, if you can punch through that sort of armor. Because it says impacted armor 90 millimeters, but the effective armor is actually working out at 200, and that's because of the angling. So yes, that is a factor. You have to look at that angling there as being being able to deflect the shots down, and so what's coming in this direction is going to bounce into the ground. So yes, you need enough pen to actually get through. So the 7032, well, it was certainly a great innovation when it came into the game, because obviously everybody wanted a tank which had 2 guns instead of 1. But nowadays, I think most people feel that the 7032 is, well, it's just a gimmick. It's a fake tank. It only existed in blueprints and only existed for the ST2, which is a much better tank. The Tier 10 Soviet double-barreled heavy, that's much better than the others. And so you've got to work your way all the way up that line just to get the Tier 10 one, which is better than the others. But yes, if you want to use it as a trainer, it's effective as training crews. So there you have it. Well done to Rapturing for a good battle, and I hope you enjoyed this replay. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.